From the National Weather Service in Raleigh, it's Nick Petro with your routine Thursday weekly briefing for Central North Carolina. Glad you could join us this morning. This weather briefing covers the period today through the 15th of April through next Wednesday. We did have some severe weather roll through the area in the last 24 hours, and certainly in the wake of that severe weather episode, the cold front that you see in the upper left on this slide is sort of was the focusing mechanism for those storms to form. In the wake of that cold front, we've got high pressure building in from the northern plains. And when high pressure races in behind a front, usually we end up with windy conditions. And it is drying too. So with winds up to 25 to maybe as high as 35 miles per hour, basically this afternoon, things are going to get kind of breezy. We're just below wind advisory criteria. So if things end up being a little windier than we're expecting, we may have to issue a short fuse wind advisory, basically meaning, wind gusts as high as, 30, 35, 40 miles per hour could blow some outdoor objects around. We haven't issued that yet. We're going to wait and see how this pans out. But nevertheless, the combination of those strong winds combined with falling relative humidity and drying conditions will result in increased fire danger this afternoon. So certainly not the day really probably to be doing any prescribed burns or anything like that. And of course, if there were any brush fires or anything like that that would break out, certainly that could lead to increased spread of any fire. So keep that in mind as well. Otherwise, this weather pattern is going to give us dry weather right through Saturday. So today will be dry, Friday will be dry, Saturday will be dry with high pressure right over the area. In fact, look at that high where it's coming from. It's coming from Canada. So it's bringing some cold temperatures with it. Low temperatures, in fact, by Saturday morning will fall into the mid-30s across the Piedmont with lower temperatures possible in the typically colder spots, and that'll lead to areas of frost. So be careful with that. My next slide will address that in a little bit more detail. And then looking beyond that, the next cold front will approach on, let's say, late Sunday into Monday. That'll bring a chance for some rain to our area as early as Sunday, with the greatest chance for rain basically Sunday night into Monday morning. The Storm Prediction Center has highlighted Central North Carolina in the 15% slight or 15% risk rather for a risk for some severe thunderstorms. Now it is April, so remember that anytime there's a chance for any thunderstorms, particularly this time of year, there always runs the risk for being isolated severe storms. So that will definitely be the case again. Late this weekend into early Monday, we're going to run the risk for some severe weather. All right, so let's look back at those. Well, I guess I should say look ahead, because I said look back as we just talked about it. But anyway, we're looking ahead to low temperatures Saturday morning. And you can see there's a sort of a scattering of mid-30s around the area. In fact, when you get up into the mountains, it's going to fall into low 30s, maybe even upper 20s in the mountains. But typically here in the Piedmont, we're going to see low temperatures anywhere from maybe 33, 34, 35 up at Roxborough and over toward Asheboro to maybe 39 at Fayetteville, 37 at Goldsboro, around 38 at the Triangle. That's cold enough for some frost. Especially with clear skies. So just be careful if you have any planting that you've done and you don't want frost to get on it. You're going to need to cover those up. So fortunately, I haven't planted my garden yet, so I don't have to worry about it. But if you've gone ahead and planted your garden, you're going to need to go ahead and cover that up because there's going to be some frost around Saturday morning. All right. Let's look ahead to late this weekend because that's when we're going to see maybe the risk for the next round of severe storms. And we're in that time of year in April and May when it's the next round of severe storms. That's what we're going to be talking about during these briefings is when's the next round of severe storms, because that's the way it is. In April and May, there's every couple of days, there's the next chance for the next round of severe storms. And in this case, it'll be, you can see on Sunday, the 15% area runs up through basically across the Piedmont, and that shifts towards the coastal plain in the eastern Piedmont by Monday, and that's all associated with that cold front that I was talking about. So, this time of year, the main threats are damaging winds and large hail. So certainly we'll have to keep our eyes open for that. Of course, as we head through the weekend, if this severe risk does materialize, then we will send out additional dedicated briefings just for this particular weather event as conditions warrant. All right, how much rain? Basically, what you see there painted for today has already fallen. So for all intents and purposes, dry the rest of today. Friday dry, Saturday dry. There's the rain for Sunday and Monday in the lower left. Tuesday, there's going to be a little system that runs up along the coast. A little unclear as to how far west the rain extends. The best chance for rain will be east of I-95. Suffice it to say, we're going to be looking at maybe an inch of rain for most places come Sunday into Monday, and a few spots could see up to 2 inches of rainfall. So anyway, that's the way things are shaping up, kind of turning wet, if you will, for the Sunday and Monday period. All right, so that pretty much covers everything I wanted to share with you today. The main risks, I see 3 of them, 3 risks really, for this briefing period. Number 1, the gusty winds and the increased fire danger today. Okay, so be careful with that. The cold, chilly weather, cold overnight lows Saturday morning. That's the second point. So cover up those newly planted gardens for some frost Saturday morning. And then the third point I want to bring out here is the next risk for severe thunderstorms. That'll be Sunday, probably late Sunday into early Monday time frame. There'll be a risk for severe storms during that time. Okay. Right now, it doesn't look like a major severe weather episode, but again, it's April and May. Those 2 months are some of our busiest months for severe weather. So anytime there's storms moving through, we have to be careful for the risk of severe storms. All right. So that basically wraps up the weekly briefing for Central North Carolina. That's valid today through the 15th of April.